Good evening, children. Today's topic is photosynthesis in plants. Children, previously on nutrition, we have seen how important is food for all living organisms. Food is the fuel required by everyone to function properly. We have also seen the preferred diet of each living organisms and classified them into two broad modes of nutrition, that is heterotrophic and autotrophic modes of nutrition. I hope you remember this. So now let's move ahead. We humans are advanced creatures and the smartest living organisms on this planet. For our convenience and better taste, we cook our food and we use many spices and ingredients to satisfy our taste buds. But have you really wondered what about other living creatures? Do they cook their food too? Here, let me stress little on plants. Plants, as we know, are simple and silent living creatures. So, what do they eat? Where do they get nutrition from? So, in this session, let's get to know plants' nutrition. And we'll be doing this by starting with the simple example of cooking food. What are the things we require to cook? Well, first we need vegetables, then grains, and water. We will need heat to cook the food, and for taste, we need salt and pepper. So, to gain energy, what do? We cook our food and eat it. Many spices and ingredients to satisfy our taste buds. So, in a way, we can say leaves are kitchen in the plants, as the process of food production takes place only in the leaves of a plant. To produce food, they make use of chlorophyll. Here, chlorophyll is a green colored pigment present in the leaves. This chlorophyll absorbs the sunlight freely available in the atmosphere. Then it also takes up water which is present in the soil through roots and carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere. Now, all these elements which we just saw help in the process of preparing their food, just like it was happening in the kitchen, which we also call the process of photosynthesis. The food which is made by leaves is nothing but a carbohydrate, and the form is known as glucose. A point to note here is that plants prepare food in the simplest form, which is a glucose, and animals break down whatever food they eat in the simplest form, that is also glucose. So ultimately, food is utilized by all organisms only when it is present in the form of glucose in the body. So, coming back to the process of photosynthesis, we know that the material required by these processes, like chlorophyll, sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. Let's get into the detail and learn how the plant acquires these materials. Let's start with the first material, that is water. Children, there is a complex tissue named xylem in plants. Let me talk about xylem. We'll study about xylem in chapter number 11. But for now, you should know that it helps to transport the water in the plant's body. So, roots pull the water from the soil and takes up to the leaves where food is being prepared. Did you know, children? The fertilizers which we add in the soil contains essential salts and minerals to promote the growth of the plant. These minerals dissolve in the water and are absorbed by the roots along with the water. They act as an important component for photosynthesis. Now, let us see the second material, that is carbon dioxide. Plants need carbon dioxide which it takes in from the air. But how does it do so? The lower surface of the leaf has small opening as pores on it. These openings are the entry for carbon dioxide gas. So when we humans breathe out carbon dioxide, that carbon dioxide doesn't go waste. Plant uses a part of it to make their food and gain energy. We just saw how these leaves gets two essential materials needed for food production. But just like how we cannot cook our food without stove or heat energy, the process of photosynthesis is incomplete without sunlight or light energy. The green color pigment, chlorophyll, which is present in the leaf, absorbs all the light energy from the sunlight. Since this light energy is so important in this entire process, we term this process as photosynthesis. But here is the thought to ponder upon. Do you think a plant will continue the process of photosynthesis in the presence of artificial light, say like tube light or a bulb? Think about it. The answer is yes. Let me tell you, plant will grow and perform photosynthesis even in artificial light. Isn't it shocking? Good evening, children. Today's topic is photosynthesis in plants. It makes food for itself in the form of glucose, which is the simplest form of food. This glucose is then transferred to all the parts of the plants and thus they receive energy. So, coming back to photosynthesis, what if someday there is no sunlight? Then, how will plant receive their energy? Without sunlight, the rate of photosynthesis will also slow down, right? But did you know plants are smart living beings? They store the glucose in the form of starch. In this entire process of photosynthesis, did you know that plants, along with glucose that it makes for itself, it also gives out oxygen in this process. It takes carbon dioxide but gives out oxygen. And this oxygen is useful for animals and humans for survival. Isn't this another example of very harmonious and interdependent relationship between plants and animals? As we see, photosynthesis is not only important for plants to live, but it is also essential for animal kingdom. Before ending this session, let us quickly sum up the reaction of photosynthesis. Children, this is very important reaction. As you can see here that carbon dioxide 6CO2 is taken in along with water, that is 12H2O. Here H2O is water from the soil in the presence of sunlight. You can see sunlight is returned just above the arrow, which is trapped by chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is just written below the arrow. The plant produces glucose. Can you see glucose? C6H12O6, and it gives out oxygen, that is 6O2, and water vapors, that is 6H2O, as byproduct. Children, this was the session on photosynthesis, that is all about plant nutrition. I hope you understood this session. Now let us watch the animation on photosynthesis.
Woo!